to me.
With the commish, Nate.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to OMFL Bowl for season 114. I got my buddies here, Mr. Maniac. Oh, over here, Mr. Maniac on the screen, Mr. Big Hurt. They're coming to you live and on video, fellas. How we doing today?
They're good.
Doing well.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. We are running behind. All of technology is giving me a hard time. That's usually how this thing works. Hopefully this thing will connect now. Let me let the boys know that we're ready to go. But while I am doing that, why don't you guys start to break down the game just a little bit? We got Denbrew and the Cleveland Browns versus Bird and the Carolina Panthers. How we see this one breaking out, Mr. Big Hurt?
Well, looking at the Neon Sports and just kind of how the breakdown, like for points and yards and everything, we all know that Bird's going to want to run the ball, and he scores about 27 points a game. And so I think that's interesting because Denbrew with the Browns scores about 29 points a game, but he's not anywhere near the top, even half of the league in rushing offensively. He is sixth in passing yards. So I think there's two different styles of offenses here. But the one thing that I've noticed is the Browns defensively have the second best rushing defense, and they've only given up 19 points per game, whereas Bird is giving up 21 points a game, but he does have the fourth best passing defense. So a little bit of tale of two tapes, how the offenses are going to match up. It'll be interesting to see on how this game breaks down. And as any big game, I think turnovers could be a big key factor.
Maniac.
Yeah. I definitely think it's going to be a close match game. I think both guys are. We had looked at when Bird was playing Dwayne. We talked about where he was on defense and kind of what he was bringing to the table, and he was able to shut down the Cowboys' rushing attack. So I think he matches up with Denbrew really well. I think it's going to be a good matchup, but I think where Denbrew kind of holds the advantage, I think, is the weapons he has. So let's see how those guys play against the DBs of the Panthers, because I think that's where we're going to see who wins that battle following this game.
I think it absolutely sucks that I can't use the drawing mechanism here on this share screen because it shows up on Denbrew's screen. I was like, darn it. Like, I want to be able to use that feature. It would be a ton of fun to be able to use. Here we go. Kickoff is done. Cleveland's going to be getting this ball first. We're watching the Cleveland stream. Bird stream is out there if you want to watch that perspective. First drive, I think it's going to be really important for Denver not to try to hit the big play. Establish yourself, establish your offense, get Bird thinking. Because if you try to hit the big play, sure, you might hit the home run, but also get a turnover, and we know how those go early in these games. The guys in the chat told us last time that they just wanted this to be like three dudes sitting on a couch watching a ball game. They didn't want the play-by-play. So I'm going to try my best not to get play-by-play. It feels like the only thing I'm decent at. So feel free just to jump in there. We'll probably talk on top of one another. We can see each other here tonight, so it should be a ton of fun. And getting that first run game going, gain of 4 here, setting up a 2nd and 6 from the 34.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be big for the Browns to kind of get a balanced offensive attack going first. I definitely think that'll be kind of a key for him to maybe get a little bit more comfortable with this game if he gets to where he's 3rd and long, where he'll have issues.
Little comeback there is going to be dropped, and it's going to set up a first 3rd and long, the very thing that you said he needed to try to avoid. Going to set up a 3rd and 6 here from the 34. Chris said, I need the play-by-play. Is that who is that? I'm trying to wrap my head around who that might be. I always forget. I can never quite remember.
Little Koch.
It is Little Koch. We're going to try the replay function. Is it working? I don't know if it's working. Oh, yeah, it is working. Cool. It's all working. All right, no whack in the shotgun here, fellas. I need the play-by-play. Well, he's trying to hit these comebacks. That one he ends up holding on to. First down for the Cleveland Browns from the own 45, 8-13 opening drive of OMFL Bowl number 114. Little Koch, are we working? He wants play-by-play because he's sitting next to Denver. No, I'm just joking. Big Hurt, I don't know how possible it is to either scoot to your right or move your camera to your left, but we only see half your face.
Like,
I like these jerseys. I like the all brown with the orange hats. What's up, Kevo? What's up, Bill? What's up, Nicehanger? What's up, Randy? What's up, Daniel?
nothing from Kevin in like forever.
Yeah, I haven't seen Kevin in quite some time either. 2nd and 4 here on 49. This feels like a good time for maybe a shot play, even though I said just establish yourself, but he has been. This feels like a good space and time on the field to go try to take a shot.
Yeah, I've played Denbrew a couple times, and this would be a spot where he would take a shot. He has to be careful, though. As we've seen Carolina against the Cowboys, they just, like, absolutely messed with him all game that game. They were getting pressure on him, like, lots of pressure.
Brown off the left side for a gain of 11. Kid comes in for his first carry of the game, first carry of his OMFL Bowl career, and picks up a nice gain of 11 from the 39. Here is a possible, what's the word I'm looking for here? An unpopular opinion, maybe. This is one of the most ugly stadiums in all of the NFL. This is one of the worst, possibly the worst. Maybe Jacksonville. This is one of the worst.
Coolest names, but it's ugly.
And the Hard Rock Hotel, which it is named after, which is literally down the street, is even uglier than the stadium. It's in the shape of a guitar. It's the ugliest thing you've ever seen in your life.
My bad there. I was dealing with my son there for a minute, but
You're
I
good,
think
bud.
I got my camera fixed there.
Yeah, now you went too far the other way now.
Plus, you look like you're like
Hiding in the dark.
call.
He's in a bush. A little bit more to your... Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's perfect. When you sat back, you were perfect. Yeah, you're good now. All right, 2nd and 9 here for the Browns from their own 38-yard line, 6:07 opening drive of OMFL Bowl number 114. Ooh, nice little out route, but the second drop this drive for the Cleveland Browns.
Noticed when I played Bird in the past, his coverage is really tight. His backers cover really well, but he's got like J.C. Horn and corners that play pretty tight defense too. And I noticed he likes to play a little more man coverage than most teams do here in the OMFL, and I think that's going to be big for some of these routes, like the comeback routes and the out routes that Denver is showing here on this first drive.
And some of these guys, man, they figure out that man defense, and they'll shut down your wide receivers. They won't be able to get off the line of scrimmage at all.
Ooh, that's the A, dangerous play. B, that's the kind of play that makes me want to break a controller if you're the Carolina Panthers. I mean, the DB didn't even try to get after the ball, and it hit him in the shin. It's just like the stupidest play ever. Cleveland no, he missed it. So Carolina's going to get the ball back here. 1st and 10 from their own 45-yard line. Cleveland coming away with no points in that drive.
That last pass play, the seam route there, that was actually his outside linebacker that was covering that. And that's a guy that has haunted me in a few games that we played. That guy's made crazy amount of plays.
He's basically a cornerback playing in a linebacker body.
He's an X factor outside linebacker. His name's Warren Barnes. He's like a 96 overall. He's elite. I look for Bird to really establish the run game, kind of keep this game in control. I'd be shocked if he comes out and like airs it out. Just the way he runs the ball and puts a lot of pressure on people.
I hate when you have just a run like right against the blitz. Like that's an all-out blitz. You're coming from every angle. It's just blocked up perfectly. Pick up a nice solid 15 there for your Carolina. 1st and 10 from the 45. You flip the field and it's like, well, gosh, what else should I have called?
Yeah, those are tough. I mean, you call the blitz, you're kind of expecting it to do what it, like a run blitz. You'll stop the run, and when they get blocked up, it can be going for days sometimes.
All right, we got 2nd and 12. Cleveland gets a nice stop there. I'm getting feedback from somebody. I don't know who it is.
I wouldn't doubt it's on me. I tried to turn it
wonder
down.
why though. Like you shouldn't be getting. You got headphones on. You got a mic. Like you shouldn't be picking up anything. It's weird. All of us have headphones in, so I don't know why we would be getting feedback. Are you connecting to Discord via the PlayStation?
No, I'm through the computer.
That's weird. I don't know why it's doing that to you. Man, Wilson with a nice little grab there. A little spin move. Picks up an extra 5. It's going to set up 1st and 10 from the 31 here. Trying to keep myself calm because it's going to be real loud over there for poor Maniac. Carolina getting a nice little drive here against the Cleveland Browns defense. Cleveland, I find, goes one of two ways. Either they play exceptional defense where they're just shutting everything down, or the other way where it's like a 52-56 game.
Yeah, he
The spin move there was crazy.
I mean, he can definitely play a shootout game or grind it out. So, I mean, his team's built well. Both of these guys' teams obviously built well. They're here in the OMFL Bowl game, playing each other and stuff. But I just think that when you're on defense, like you got to hope that your guys will make the plays that maybe the other teams won't make those picks, make those tackles.
It's a good run from Carolina there. Pickup of 9 off to the right side. Those are the kind of runs that drive me nuts, too. It's where the guy takes like a stutter step on the inside, sets up all the AI blockers, and then bounces to the outside. And you're like, oh, my God. This is when I wish I could switch so I could get over there.
Yeah.
Maniac, it's a suggestion. I don't know if it'll work or not, but maybe check your audio settings on your Discord settings and see what the output is. And just make sure it's going to the right place that you want it to. Big Hurt, I don't know if you got a light, because usually you got plenty of light on yourself, but you're in the dark right now. Looking like you're ready to jump out on somebody. Denbrew is not afraid to blitz you.
I do have a little.
Denbrew will send the heat. Set up a big third down here. 3rd and 1 from the 21. 3:24 left to go here in the first quarter. The opening drive for Carolina here. OMFL Bowl 114. I appreciate you guys tuning in. You got Mr. Maniac. You got Mr. Big Herd. On the screen is Bird and the Carolina Panthers versus Denbrew and the Cleveland Browns. Bird's first OMFL Bowl appearance. Denbrew's 2nd or 3rd. I think it might be his 3rd or 4th, but he's definitely won one because it was against me. I remember that one quite well.
Are you getting feedback off the game itself and the echo, or
just me? Just when I talk.
Okay.
Little pitch there to Drummond on the outside is going to get shut down. The outside runs, Big Herd, have been shut down pretty quickly here. It's been the inside runs that have been paying dividends for Carolina.
Defense like the Browns, though, he's got 2 corners on the outside that are elite corners. And I think his interior backers and DNs, he's got a lot of pursuit. So trying to get to the edge is a challenge rather than running right at some of those guys is always a better option.
2nd and 10 from the 18. Young's got a man over the middle. Legette's going to bring that one in. Another 3rd shark, the opposite of what Cleveland did on their first drive. Maniac laid it out perfectly. If you're Cleveland, stay out of the 3rd and longs. Bird's adjusting to that. He's keeping himself in some 3rd and pretty manageable positions here. 3rd and 2 from the 10.
I think it's more important for Bird to stay in 3rd and shorts than it is Denbrew, just because Denbrew seems to have a little more passing game. Whereas Bird, if he can stay in short, it really opens up the playbook and keeps the entire playbook in play.
We got our first touchdown of OMFL Bowl 114. Bird with a little out route against the all-out blitz. He paid back. Touchdown, Carolina.
I think it's more important for Bird to stay in 3rd and shorts than it is Denbrew, just because Denbrew seems to have a little more passing game. Whereas Bird,
Blocked up perfectly. You got to give it to Carolina's offensive line. They're opening holes for the run game, locking things up pretty good, pretty well, and protecting Young. And that's a nice opening drive. If you are Carolina, you can't draw that up much better. Cleveland's going to get this one going from their own 30-yard line, 1st and 10. Their 2nd drive of the game. Denbrew sitting at 13-4, had a really great overall season, got really hot in the second half. Bird, on the other hand, kind of stumbled out of the block. Looked like the Falcons were going to win that division. They got red hot right there at the very end. Oh, he throws a pick to Horn over through the wide receiver. Horn's bringing that one back over to the 30, and that's a turnover for Carolina.
Seen that play work. Crazy that
That play makes me nervous because the wide receiver has many options. They can go long, they can come back and cut it out, and it's very hard to sort of wait and time, and Nowak just overthrows that one. That is not what you want if you're the Cleveland Browns. I mean, you needed to get a drive to answer some points, and now Carolina has this one in close.
Did that help the feedback there? I don't know.
That seems to be still happening. I don't even know why. I'll have to help you research that. We'll figure it out. 2nd and 5 here for Carolina. Get a touchdown. Come back 2nd play of the drive. Get a turnover. They're right back in business inside the 26-yard line. 2nd and 5. Young driving the troops down, trying to get some more points in OMFL Bowl number 114.
If I mute my mic, see if it stops.
Oh, the Cleveland Browns dropped it. 21 made a perfect read on it, had an interception in his way, and just absolutely dropped it. Maniac, that's perfect. If you're muted, it won't feedback at all.
I'll just keep it muted and then unmute it when I'm supposed to say something. But yeah, that's always like the worst feeling right there. You see your guy coming up to make a play, and then all of a sudden it drops the ball, and you're like, really, really Madden.
And you needed it. You just had a turnover. You're trying to get right back in this game. This game's far from over, but you really wanted to have that one if you're Cleveland. A second dangerous pass, 44 dives, knocks it away. 4th and 5 here, and Carolina's going to have to settle for a field goal. I don't know why, but Carolina and Cleveland, I'm stumbling upon it every time I go to say it. We shanked it. That was off. That's no points. That's a victory if you're Cleveland.
The field goal's
That's a big.
already.
Five here, and Carolina's going to have to settle for a field goal.
That's a big win for Denver to get out of there with no points.
Stumbling upon it every time I go to say it. Oh, and he throws another pick. What is Denver doing? That was into double coverage. Terrible pass. Bad read. Carolina's got the ball right back, and Denver is just trying to throw this one away early in OMFL Bowl 114.
I mean, why his quarterback was like squared up and like that was weird. He didn't even have his like normal tradition. He was squared up to the field and like threw a weird ball.
What is Denver doing?
Even EA Sports is in the game.
Terrible pass, bad read. Carolina's got. And then Carolina comes right back, throws into double coverage, but the tight end or the receiver, I missed who caught that one, outruns the double coverage to pick up the first down. Carolina right back in scoring position, their 3rd time today, 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. Cleveland needs to find a way to get another stop here.
That was Leggett coming across the middle there.
Now, Maniac and Big Hurt are going to help me do it, but guys in the chat, you're going to have to help us as well. You're going to be picking the MVP for tonight's game. They can receive 1 XP after the offseason is done. And guys, I cannot believe it, but we're going to be into our last offseason. First quarter, OMFL Bowl of 114 is already in the books. Early surprises have to be the Cleveland Browns' early turnovers.
The head scratcher. I mean, Denver's usually pretty steady with the ball, and then there has been a few games, and it seems like it's been kind of the playoffs that we've seen from Denver as of late, where you'll have a lot of mistakes, and hopefully he's able to right the ship here and kind of get past that. But not looking good after that first quarter. It's kind of crazy.
What a cut back there on the draw play.
Just know how to use that running back very well.
Yes, he does.
I feel like this whole Madden, besides the first season, I have gotten worse at running the ball. Like I don't know how that happens, but I've just lost my feel and touch for running the ball.
Nice little pressure there from Denver. It looked like it was his coverage that made Bird second guess and try to wait. Ends up getting some pressure, getting a nice little hit on Young there. It's going to set up second attempt from the 14.
Denver can hold him to. Oh, yeah, that's even a more significant win than the last time. I mean,
Absolutely.
two two saucer serves right here for Bird in this close to halftime. I mean,
Bird likes to run in this situation too.
yeah.
And he's passing. He's got a man wide open too. Wilson's going to bring that one in. Gonna set up 3rd and inches. He reached for it, but it's going to set up 3rd and inches for Carolina inside the 4.
And I kind of think this is the same Wilson that playing in the Cowboys in OMFL. Was it 110 for this first one?
Another interception. What are we watching here, fellas? Neither one of these teams are trying to take care of the ball. Cleveland comes around with another interception. That's a double win, as Mr. Maniac said this would be.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's Denver's got to be like letting letting a sigh of relief right now, because it's just and that was
interception.
It was a really good defensive call, though.
He threw it right to him. I mean, it feels like both of those last 2 interceptions, neither guy even made a read. They just, this is where I'm going. I'm going to throw it no matter what.
Yeah. And that's where a lot of us get in trouble. You just make that predetermined read before the play happens, and a lot of times it's wrong.
Bird always responds. You can almost take it to the bank if you get a turnover. The next defensive play is going to be an all-out blitz. Like, he's coming after you. Like, he's always trying to get a big play right after. It is definitely a tell that he has.
Yeah, that's a good observation. Sure. It's got that little chip on your shoulder, like, all right, you got the turnover with me. I'm fixing to make you pay for it.
Maniac, I know this is kind of off subject, but I think looking at this game, I think our new color combo for the NHL club could resemble some Cleveland Browns uniforms.
That's a negatory.
Third and 7. Cleveland continues to get himself in some 3rd and longs here. He's going to have to get that figured out. 6:33 left to go in the first half. You're watching OMFL Bowl 114 with my buddy Big Hurt and Maniac. Smash that like button. Come hang out and chat. Help us pick an MVP at the end of this game. He's got a man. Nice pickup. We've seen a couple big pickups here for the tight ends, and those tight ends can be dangerous, especially on 3rd down.
Especially with the Cleveland Browns. That's his number 2 target in receptions. Browns leading receivers, Stephen Bayless, but number 2 in the passing category, which the Browns are known for airing it out and throwing the rock. Number 2 is David Njoku, the tight end.
I would go out on a limb and say Njoku is his number 1 favorite target. One, he's quick. He's a mismatch for the linebackers most of the time. And then
he's got a man. 84 Bayless gets behind the defense. He had single man coverage, gets over Cole, gets the reception. He is tackled. Those play action all go plays, man. They are money, this Madden. Vertical plays are just money.
Unless you're the Bills.
This music's going to get me into trouble. Got a man. Nowak under center, 32 in the backfield. We got 1st and 10 here from the 15. Well, he's passing the ball a lot. He hits Dale on the outside. Dale, nice reception there, but very minimal gain. Already a couple drops for Dale in this game as well.
Dale's been a big pickup for him the last couple of seasons. I know I faced him in the playoffs last season or last, he had like over 100 yards receiving in the game and a couple of touchdowns. So he's a good target for him. But
This Carolina defensive tackles are just men among boys. They get in the backfield. Bird is a classic second down blitzer. So after big plays, and not most second downs, but often on second down, you can expect a blitz, and gets in the backfield, sets up another third and long. Maniac, you've been on point about this. He's not gotten out of the third and long all day. It's early, a lot of football left to go, but he has been in this third and long situation all day long.
Yeah, and like you said, like Bird is like a notorious second down blitzer. I think he's going to have to bring in some maybe some screenplays or something, which I know Madden's kind of funny. Like screenplays don't work real good sometimes, but if he's blitzing like that, if he calls the right play, it could break a big play there. Maybe kind of get him out of that habit of that second down blitz.
Bird is also a notorious third down zoner, so you better have some answers of getting yourselves out of these third and longs. You're going to be facing a lot of zone with athletic linebackers, athletic defensive line, and we've already seen it happen twice this game. He's going to go make plays and pick you off.
Probably not the win that Denver wanted there, but he does get points on the board, so that's at least keeping him in striking distance here, and it's a win, not a turnover. So
I got the yawns tonight. I need to shake this stuff and get going here. 1st and 10 for Carolina, 3:31 left in the first half. And if you're Cleveland, you're looking for any sort of stop here. Just get the ball back, try to get some points. Bird's going to get the ball back after halftime, but Bird's such a smart player. Looks like we had a little DC there. I don't know why, but we are back and running. Sometimes my internet, even though it's fiber, it will hiccup. Nice little rollout there from Young, and he hits the tight end once again. Yeah, I don't know why I did that, Kev. I think both these guys are very similar in the way that they use their tight end. They tend to find them early, find them on big downs early. Then they start to lean on the receivers a little later. And so I think it can be key for both these guys. We've already seen it on both sides to be mindful of that tight end. Nice little run from Brooks right up the middle. That Carolina Panthers offensive line doing a pretty good job here protecting Young and opening up running lanes there for Carolina.
I have to ask, are you still hearing the echo, or is it better now?
To be honest, I turned my brain off. Oh, no, I hear it. Okay. It's not horrible. You can hear it, though. Doesn't even remotely make sense to me why it's happening, because you got to be getting feedback through a bad connection or a bad something's got to be not right, because it's not getting feedback from your mic picking up the audio, because the audio is going through the headset. That's impossible. Young in the shotgun, 2nd and 4 here. He's got a man deep. Ooh, he throws it into double coverage again. Cleveland once again drops the ball. If you're Cleveland, I'm ready to sit some guys. Y'all better start holding on to these passes.
Yeah, definitely. I just switched spots for my headset, so I don't know if that'll help.
It sounds good. So
that
far,
might have been the issue. I may have had it in the wrong port.
3rd and 4 here for Carolina. Oh, he threw it right to the user, but he wasn't able to make a play. Drops the ball. Seen a lot of third down defense being zones here early in the game. We haven't seen a ton of third downs, but I don't know. Maybe it's just when I'm paying attention, it seems like it's zone. It's stupid how little things like that catch your memory, but it's like, no, if you go back and watch, like you'll see mans being done and there's some blitzes. I definitely seen some third down blitzes, but it feels like every time I actually pay attention, it's zone. If you're Cleveland, this is dangerous territory. We've seen this happen in bowl games. You push it too hard here, you're going to throw a pick. And if you give the ball up, a pick six, anything crazy like that, man, that's going to go a long way for Bird in Carolina.
Yeah, I would be very cautious. I'm being real cautious in this because you make the mistake and then you give Bird either a pick six or
like that was real close. Oh, he got lucky. He got bailed out from the defense. How do you guys approach under 2-minute drives before a half? Do you try to hit a big play? Or is it balls to the wall? Are we no huddling? Are we running the game ball and trying to see what you get? Like, how are you guys approaching this kind of situation?
You first, sir.
Me personally, I'm more of a guy that likes to take my shot early and find out like where like how the drive's gonna go. So like when I say take my shot, it's a draw or like a simple out or something like that. And if I pick up positive yards, then I can open up the playbook a little bit. But I gotta be really careful on not getting like that big play to turn around, just because I feel like Madden is such a momentum-based game, anyways. So like having the momentum swing against you can really, set you up for a bad second half to start.
I agree. I think I approach it very similar to how you do.
It just depends on like who I'm playing. Like, for instance, Denver's kind of got a feel for what Bird's been doing. So, and I think he's approaching it so far right up to this point, but just definitely got to be mindful and throw the ball away and not take a sack. Or
how did he get that to? Oh, that would drive me insane if I'm Carolina. He threw it up into double coverage, and Nowak dropped a perfect pass right into Dell's hands. The safety was there and just didn't try to make a play.
He definitely made up for all the bad throws in the first quarter on that one. That was a dime.
I think for me also, I would say is like Denver's got to really count his blessings here, because like he could easily have been down 17-21 to 3 at this point. And so being 7-3, it's kind of like you don't want to like have any more momentum against you. But at the same time, like the old saying, scare money doesn't win money. So he's not taking anything lightly. He's taking a shot there and pay dirt there, or almost pay dirt. He's trying to pay dirt here to finish it off, but
it's going to set up a second and goal from the 2. 24 seconds left to go here right before the half. This is the place that I hate the worst, and it's probably why I am a sub 500 team this Madden cycle. I just can't ever seem to punch it in right here. I suck at play calling inside the 5.
This is where it's either like an all-out blitz, stop the run, or can't ever get anybody open. But
Cleveland punches it in. You can see the user defensive tackle getting tons of push there. Those are the kind of plays that drive me absolutely insane.
Yeah, he definitely made a little bit of an adjustment to the running back's route to the end zone and
inside the 5.
was able to squeak it in, man. That was a big play. And Browns on top, looked like with 20 seconds left before halftime. So that's amazing.
Let's just be honest here. Carolina has played the better half of football, and yet they find themselves down 7-10. That's a difficult situation to put yourself in, but you're going to get the ball back after a half. Here, personally, I'm going to kneel this ball. I'm not pushing it. I'm not taking any chances. getting the ball back. I've outplayed him. I'm down, but I'm only down 3. I'm going to take a knee. I'm going to the locker room.
I was thinking to say, being from the South from last Madden, knowing and playing Bird twice a season, he's trying to find a deep pass here.
And Denbrough's going to use her, and he's going to come after you. Look for the post out from 15 here. Nope, he's putting him in motion. He's going deep. 17. He's got a cornerback there. Just knocks it away. Number 14. Is that far? Knocks it away. It's going to set up 2nd and 10 from the 30-yard line. 14 seconds left. They still got all 3 timeouts. So if I'm going to go for it, I'm attacking the middle of the field, right? I'm trying to attack it with a drag, a crosser, maybe a post, maybe a slant. It's like I got all the timeouts. Might as well work all the field because guys will usually play the outside of the field to keep you from going with the deep shot or to keep you from going out of bounds. So I'm attacking the middle here.
Yeah, and it looks like he had an actual draw play called first there. So
he's got a nice run here with number 29. Nice little timeout there for Carolina. They're going to set up 1st and 10 from the 44.
Yeah, I was just fixing to say the previous play showed the draw play and stuff. And I was all like, if he calls it right and everybody blocks, and if you're guessing pass on the other side, that could be a big gain, and that was a pretty good gain there on that play.
1st and 10 from the 44. 2 timeouts left for Carolina. Young's got a man underneath Leggett. He's going to bring that in from our 1st down. So it's got 3 seconds left. A little long for a field goal, but that might be what he decides to do from the 45-yard line. Or he may just take one quick shot play.
This is the point of the season. You should know your players by now. Hopefully, you should know if your kicker can make this field goal or not. And some guys just don't have the leg for it. So obviously, if you don't, you just got to take the chance to throw it up.
It looks like he's going to be throwing it up. Both you guys get your 30 seconds or less halftime take as we first half take as we get ready for halftime here. Barry coming over the edge, gonna dump it down to Brooks. Brooks just gonna get tackled in bounds, and that's how the first half of season 114 OMFL Bowl is gonna come to a close, fellas. 114 bowls have happened before here. Let's break it down. Denbrough and versus Bird. Denbrough's got the early lead. Maniac, give me your halftime take.
Yeah, I mean, Denbrough struggled throwing the ball. Obviously, throwing the 2 picks there in the first quarter was rough. But he's rebounded and takes the lead into halftime. So, you just got to build on that for the second half.
For me, I think it's definitely. I thought this game wouldn't be very high scoring, but I thought it would probably be 2 offenses trying to control the clock, control the rock a little bit, and I figured Denbrough would take a shot or 2 at some point, but early on he took a few shots that didn't work out, and I thought that might have been what put him behind the 8 ball. As much as it seemed like he was behind the 8 ball, he responded well and finds himself up 10-7 with everything that happened in the first half. I think if you're Denver, you got to be lucky looking at back and being like, I'm up 10-7 and all this has happened. If I just play a clean game, I could be up 2 scores, 3 scores at this point. So same thing with Bird, though. If he just kind of capitalizes on a few things, I think Bird's going to try and go back to maybe just ground and pound here in the second half, if you ask me.
Bird, I would call a top 3 play caller in this league. Denbrough, top 5, arguably maybe top 7. Like, he's pretty far up there. So I think the second half of this game is going to come down to which teams call the better games. And even though they're both very, very good play callers, we've seen some sloppy quarterback decisions here in the first half.
Yeah, that's a definite good look at it. I mean, because both guys, if you've watched their seasons, pause here,
Wilson off the right side makes a break, runs away from some defenders, makes a move inside. I thought he was going to score there. 1st and 10 for Carolina from their own 27-yard line.
Yeah, that was in the middle of my thought, and I seen him. I was like, oh, he's fixing to score in this place, so I'll just shut up. But definitely, I mean, you got to. I think both of them have got to take care of the ball a bit better than what they did. Maybe they're just trying to fill the game out, maybe hoping that they can get the big play to offset the other team's game plan and get them on their heels, and it kind of backfired on both sides if you look at it that way. So I've got a feeling we're going to see a little bit more grounded attack from both guys in the second half.
Big Hurt, I think you're one of the top defensive team builders in this league, top defensive play callers. If you're Cleveland, how are you attacking this Bird offense that's been pretty efficient outside of the 2 crazy picks?
For me, it's just because I rely on my backers and the way the Denver's team is built. I'm kind of mano-a-mano on the outside, letting his receivers. I don't think Bird's receivers are very top end. He uses them very well.
We got a touchdown here, boys.
They get open. I mean, we're just talking about there. I mean, like, he gets one-on-one matchups and he just finds the open guy. And that's like, but at the same time, you know, Denver brings an all-out blitz and the guy gets left unguarded, and that's what happens. So, like I said, going back to the thing is, I think you just got to go mano-a-mano on the outside, one-on-one. Trust your 2 corners. Those are your 2 playmakers. And put everybody else in the box and force him to feel like he can't run between the tackles, so he's got to run outside. Early on in this game, Bird struggled to like toss plays, stretch plays, because the Browns defense is playing downhill but like pursuing well. But Bird's success in the run game is running like right at the Browns defense. So I would try and take that away and make Bird adjust. We all know that Bird can do that, but I just feel like that would first kind of strategy, approach, or adjustment is basically try and take away that like straight power run game and make him more of a finesse, like outside toss, stretch type of run game.
Both these teams are very similar in a whole lot of ways, and we're seeing it here with the tight end usage. Both of them are hitting them for big plays when needed. Looks like on that play, the safety was handing the tight end off to go take the running back, let the linebacker take the tight end who was running over to them, but both players ended up playing the running back. Tight end wide open, and Carolina hits him for the big touchdown. They're up 14-10 here. If you're Cleveland Maniac, how are you trying to respond?
Well, I think he's trying to respond, especially with that first play, correctly, but the Panthers were just all over that play, and I think you got to solidify your offensive game plan here and try to control the clock, maybe kind of demoralize the Panthers. I mean, they've got the momentum right now after making a big score. And so if you can drive the ball down the field, take time off, just methodically go down the field, I think that can kind of take away from the Panthers' momentum and kind of get things back on your side. But like I said, both these guys have the capability of making big plays here and there. It's just they got to keep from forcing it and let it come to them. And but so far, Denver, since the first quarter, has been better.
Nowak has not been terrible. Denver has made some bad reads with him, but overall, the one pass that floated over Dale for the interception is probably the only bad pass that he's thrown here. He's been pretty spot on outside of that.
Yeah, he has. That's for sure.
2nd and 3 from the 49. Cleveland Browns and Denver trying to respond after Carolina drives down and gets the touchdown. They're up 14-10. Second half of OMFL Bowl 114. Look for the blitz here from Carolina. Nice little spin move from Walters there. You know, he kind of reminds me of a little bit, if you squint a little bit, what was, I think his name was Waters. He played for Seattle way back in the 90s and early 2000s and then played for San Francisco. Was it Ricky Waters?
Ricky Waters.
Yeah, he kind of reminds me of old Ricky Waters. Hated that guy, but he was an underrated running back.
What's crazy about that run play is Bird actually was playing the defensive tackle and blew that play up and forced Bird to bounce outside, and then Bird got the spin move to really seal the first down. That was good adjustment on his play.
The other way, but yeah. I seen it in Maniac's face. He's like, wait a second, what?
I'm computing. No,
We got a little pause here. Don't know what's going on. Something on Bird's end, possibly. There's a little thing that Bird does. I don't think on purpose. I don't think it's like an intentional strategy, I should say. But it is so annoying to play against. He will take so long to call his play, especially on defense. When you are on offense, watch when he calls his play, at least in a normal game. He uses almost up the entire defensive play clock, and that gets me out of my rhythm as an offensive play caller. It gets me out of my zone. It just, I don't know why. It irks me and throws me off my game.
Yeah, because there's like this long pause in between. Like, it's just like, okay, I'm ready to go.
Oh, he throws that one right into traffic. Cleveland has not had good answers for this Carolina zone defense. He needs to continue to establish the run game here.
Yeah, I actually think the read for that one, I mean, obviously sitting on the outside and watching this is different if you're playing in the game, but looked like the receiver over the top was kind of breaking open the middle in that cover too, and that was probably where he needed to go with the ball there.
Second and 10 here.
To break through and it was wide open.
Second and 10 here from the 40, and the defensive tackle almost took the handoff. Brown is a play maker in this league.
Oh my goodness. I need that guy in my life.
Those are the kind of plays that just frustrate you.
The receiver over the top was kind of breaking open the middle in that cover too, and that was probably where he needed to go with the ball there.
Because as an offensive play caller, there's nothing you could have done there.
No, I mean, there's literally nothing. You're at the mercy of the game at that point. You're just sitting there going, oh man, this is no yards plus a loss of 5.
3rd and 14 here for Nowak. He's going to hit Judy. Judy getting behind there, getting a first down. Big time play there for Judy and the Cleveland Browns. 1st and 10 from the 29.
That was huge. That was huge.
That's a nice play design, nice play call. You got the double routes going towards the middle of the field. The first double route that's coming over the top ends up taking the defense. Judy's able to get back in, and then that receiver turns into a blocker.
Yeah, that is true. And I think that's maybe some ways that guys can combat. I know like a lot to adjust their zones and stuff to play the sticks. And when that happens, you can call plays like that. Again, those other receivers become blockers once you get the catch and go big for you. I'm laughing at Kevin. Bird keeps leaving that deep middle open. Kevin's getting the itch just watching this defense. He's like, man, I could have already had 3 touchdowns already.
Kevin can put up some points. Second and 8 here for Cleveland. Nowak in the shotgun. He's got a man. Oh, and he just drops it. Bad pass from Nowak. I was just bragging on him. He throws that one down low and to the outside, drops it. There's those vertical routes. They're so overpowered. I'm starting to understand why the board wouldn't pass a rule to let me outlaw vertical routes. I think they have become a staple in people's playbook.
I don't use them a whole lot. I have probably used them more this Madden I have entirely before, because I used to just take them completely out of my playbook. But like, if everybody else is going to use it, I'm going to use it some too. So.
Dale making up for those early drops that he had in this game. Again, another 3rd down zone defense from Bird. Let's get some man in there, Birdman. Hitting the outside receiver, Dale, getting the first down. 1st and 10 from the 14.
know the rules, and so do I. Say goodbye.
1st and 10 from the 14. 2 men in motion here.
I was waiting for
That was going to be handed off to Judy, and he's going to walk this one in for a touchdown. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Big bench. Keep him out.
Brown, you're better at blowing up plays than chasing down receivers.
That was. Denver did what I said. He needed to methodically drive down the field, kind of take the momentum back, and take the reins of this game back, and he did just that. I mean, that was a phenomenal drive.
He was also in that place in the field by, according to the rules, you could run that play. You're in another 4 yards. You can't run that play.
That is true.
Yeah, Kev, I'm with you. Bird always wants a response after big plays, and Kev said Bird is going to come back looking for a big pass here. Watch for a deep crosser. That would not surprise me at all. Again, I wish I could draw on the screen so we could start predicting plays here. But again, Denver sees it if I draw on the screen, so we can't do that. Little twin wide receivers to the left. Young under center. Brooks in the backfield. Yeah, he's trying to hit 17. Oh, no, he's coming down to the tight end. He had 17 if he wanted him. But we're in that tight end love here tonight. He's going to hit, I'm not even going to try that kid's name for the big first down. 1st and 10 from Carolina from the 41.
Okonkwo.
Yeah. Again, I'm not going to try it. I'm going to let you just say it.
Former Titan and the big player that ousted me out of the AFC Championship 2 seasons.
He actually had 17 on that wheel route there. It looks like he decided against it. Seeing a lot of tight ends, a lot of zone on 3rd down. So hopefully these guys will start going a little deeper into that playbook. Nice run defense there for Carolina, stopping that run in the backfield.
Browns have got some pretty too. They're very comparable to the Panthers D-line as well, and they both good run-stopping defenses, and they can get after the quarterback. So, got to give those big men some love.
Second and 12 here from Carolina from their own 40.
Wake up, hurt. Don't go sleep.
He's going to hit Wilson. Wilson, a juke master around here. Of course, Bird knows how to do a couple things. He knows where the juke button is. He knows where the spin button is. He knows where the zone calls are. And he knows where the blitzes are. He's very good at all of those. And Wilson making it happen here with the juke moves. Getting a first down for Carolina from their own 45.
Man, just getting the juke going on.
I feel like we had a defensive game in the first half, but it was like here in the second half, we may have some offensive explosions.
Yeah, there's some things opening up a little bit.
Garrett getting some pressure on Young, knocking that one away. 2nd and 10 from the 45.
That was great.
Surprised. One thing I'm surprised Bird doesn't do a little bit more of is run like a bootleg or like play action bootleg and get Bryce Young moving a little bit just because he is mobile. But utilize that run game that the Panthers are so dominant with.
I agree.
And no, Maniac, I'm not falling asleep. I'm literally over here responding to 4 text messages because I can't be away from work for 30 minutes without people blowing my phone up.
Let's see a 3rd and 3 here from the 38-yard line. 10 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Where Bird doesn't drag his tail is calling plays on offense. He'll call those real quick. It's on that defense. It throws me off of my rhythm every time.
Yeah, he will get you thrown off your rhythm really quick, and I don't know. He can hit you with the play action pass really quick sometimes, and especially when he starts getting his run game established. Also, back passes it and kind of throw you for a loop. I will say Denbrew, that last play.
Oh, no, what was that? Got goats over there or something?
No, I was putting a little music on. We were going to talk a little third quarter here, but finish that thought, Maniac.
I don't know if I got goats on the brain now. So. No, I was going to say that Denbrew on that previous sack by or Garrett, or the pressure that Garrett got, he caused that because he used that linebacker and covered that outside tight end or the slot receiver, and so Bird had to just sit there and kind of eat the ball a little bit. So
he's got the tight end wide open there. What a play from Wilson! It looked like both the receiver and the cornerback got their feet tied up. Both were turning over around late. They were kind of stumbling and bumbling there, like I am with my words, and somehow Wilson pulls that one in for a first down. He had the tight end, but it looks like maybe he's listening to us because he's like, I can't hit that tight end. I've hit the tight end too much. 1st and 10 Carolina from their own 22.
I said this earlier, but I think that is the same Wilson that was on the Cowboys in the bowl game, and he literally just lit me up that whole entire game with Wilson. And he's not fast, and by Madden standards, he's not really a huge Madden receiver, but he seems to really work so far for these guys.
I don't know who this Drummond kid
Wilson,
is, but he's making it happen.
Garrett Wilson, he starts off on the Jets. He's a former Ohio State receiver.
We got 1st and goal for Carolina here from the 9. Where does your mind go play calling wise, Big Hurt, if you're still there? I know you got really dark all of a sudden.
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm actually just smashing on my sub sandwich. From
Smash
Jimmy
it.
John. But play calling wise, I think, it seems like Bird's getting his traction and some momentum on the run game. I think for me, he comes out in a heavy set and maybe runs some mesh play or something like that and hits Leggett for a touchdown.
Maniac, what about you? What are you doing on defense? How are you trying to stop Bird, hold him to a field goal here?
Trying to bend but not break here. Keep everything. I don't care if he gets it down to the goal line. Just keep him out of the end zone, hold him to a field goal try here. But I really think we haven't seen a whole lot of blitzing from the Browns against him. So I wonder if he's going to maybe try that here in this situation.
Good play call there for Carolina. They're calling a run right up the middle, facing 2 zones back to back. He just didn't get lucky there. Cleveland did a really good job of shutting that run down pretty quickly. We got 3rd and goal here from the 3.
Again, if the Browns can keep him out of the end zone, that's another win. Again, stringing together small wins. He got the touchdown the last drive. If he holds him to a field goal try here, just nothing but wins here. But if Bird gets it within 4th and 2, he's going for it.
And he's going to have that 4th and 1 here, 4th and goal from the 1. Nice defense there from Cleveland, but Bird is such I don't even know what word I'm looking for, but he's like, he knows how to make a slight little move to get an extra yard or 2, or a slight little move to break away from your team. I seen Drummond do one there, and another one there from Brooks, like just a little move on the inside, picks up just enough to allow him to go for it here. 4th and goal. It's a big play in this game.
I know you guys are thinking, take the points, but do you go for this on the 1 yard line?
Yeah, I think you go for it.
I might just take the point, especially in this big game. But
and if you're Cleveland, you did everything right there. You had him dead to rights, and this again is what Bird is so good at. Ooh, we got a blocked extra point there. That might come in handy later in this game. Ooh, Rogers is going to be able to return this one.
You go for this on the 1 yard line?
Yeah, I think you go for it. Rogers is going to get 2 points for Cleveland. That is not a turn of events I expected to see just now.
That's a little spicy. That could play some big dividends later on. Uh-oh. Got an injury.
What a weird set of plays there. Later in this game.
And that was
Rogers is gonna
so
be able to
strange.
return this one.
That was crazy.
So you give up the touchdown on 4th and goal, but you're only down 1 and you're getting the ball back. So, hey, I guess it's sort of all worked out if you're Cleveland.
Well, if you could run out the rest of the clock here, I mean, it's doable. It's not out of the question here, and go down and kick the field goal for basically the victory just because of that. Instead of making it a tie ball game, you can actually walk a field goal. That's where that's going to, I think, be a big situation right there.
A good classic OMFL Bowl game here, guys. Dale getting a little case of the dropsies against that Panthers blitz right off to the left side there. Nowak needs his receivers to help him out a little bit here.
They are definitely not helping him out. That's for sure.
I think Denver's in this situation is thinking, let me go down and score quick and go for 2, get that 7-point lead, and then, try and leave enough time on the clock if things don't work out.
That's not a bad way of approaching this, but I tend to, maybe that's why I'm a sub 500 player. I tend to, another drop there for Cleveland. The Panthers defense doing a good job of laying the wood and getting that ball knocked out. But I'm approaching it like, I just want to eat this clock. I want to leave Carolina no time or very little time where they have to take chances, maybe get another interception. But this isn't working out for Cleveland early in this game.
No, and I've had so many situations where, especially like the last couple of seasons, like, I felt good about a game going in, and then even at the last, I got the touchdown with like 20 seconds left or something, and then the other team scores on a crazy play. So, I mean, it can happen either way.
Carolina's going to knock that one away, and Cleveland is going to be forced to punt here with 6 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter of OMFL Bowl number 114. I can't believe this one's almost over, fellas, and this season's going to be wrapped up, and we'll be off to re-signs for our last season.
Bill's doing a jig. He's happy.
Let's try to keep Bill happy this back end of the season, play my games as early as I could with my schedule. I didn't want to be the guy that he was haunting down.
The simple little juke move there for Carolina. It makes you want to strangle Bird. It's like, I just hate playing him because he's good at it. And he don't never, like, there's no limit to him. He's like, no, I'm going to do this every time I can. 1st and 10 from Carolina from their own 33. What's up, Priest? Yeah, if anybody could ever find the trick of keeping Bill and Fleury happy in this league, I mean, Jesus might come back if that happens.
He said, I'm never happy. Well, the hell with it then, Bill. I'll wait till the last minute to play.
Fellas, how you attacking Carolina here? You need a big play. You're down 1 if you're Cleveland. How are you attacking him?
Go ahead, Hurt.
I mean, for me, defensively, like I kind of talked about it earlier, is just really trusting my corners. If I'm going to give up a touchdown, I'm going to give up a touchdown. And extra points, I'm still within the 8. So, I'm probably calling a shot or 2 and just trying to get a big play.
Cleveland sends the blitz on that one. Denbrew actually made a bad read. He's playing the deep coverage safety. He bites up on the play action wide receiver on a linebacker, and Young throws a bad ball. The linebacker makes a great play. We got a 3rd and 7 here from the 36.
That was huge. And that was a huge play. I just wonder though, sometimes in those situations, like on a blitz, I noticed his blitzers, they all went for the running back and they all got fooled on that play. So nobody was really pressuring the quarterback. So that's one of those things where sometimes you have to tell them watch the pass if you're really selling out for the pass.
Somebody I thought that would be a little more impactful was Denver's defensive line, especially Myles Garrett.
Yeah, well,
that guy just
Myles Garrett just broke
Hasn't
FPR
really-
right there. Finish that thought. I'm sorry.
no, I think like for the last game, I think Mike Hall had 2 sacks, and just Myles Garrett just being the way he is, like just kind of I figured that those 2 guys would be a little more impactful. With Denzel Ward and Christian Farr, the 2 corners on the outside, I thought that Denver would probably stack the box against this run, and those guys would make those plays. But Flurry.
Yeah, Denver played as the defensive end that play, and at the snap backed up to play zone, I guess, to try to stop a slant or whatever. Can't do that. If you're going to play D-line, you got to go after the quarterback. If you want to play zone, then go play somebody that's playing zone. Yeah, we're just going to be careful with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I seen that. I was kind of wondering if he was trying to get to the linebacker and he didn't realize that because you know how Madden is with trying to switch players.
Nice defense there from Cleveland.
They are playing
He said he was expecting an RPO, lots of RPOs. Not calling either of these fellas out, but I don't feel like my gut. This has been the cleanest play calling FPR game. We're seeing a lot of repetitiveness, but it happens in the playoffs, and it definitely happens in bowl games. We've watched a lot of these bowl games where FPR gets kind of stretched a little bit, and I get it. It's the big game. It's the last game. Sort of start to lean on what works a little bit more than you normally would. Big 3rd and 12 here for Carolina. You got to go make a play for the user. Another juke move. That's going to set up a 4th and 1. Technically, he can go for this. It's inside the 50. 4th and 1 for Carolina. And that juke move, I'm telling you, makes you want to punch a cat.
Wow. Not only that, but like his momentum is going out towards the sidelines, and he turns upfield and then jukes back to the inside. Like,
I'm not a violent
very,
person, but if Bird was sitting next to me, I'd have smacked him 3 or 4 times. I probably got beat up because Bird's a big fella, but those juke moves make you just want to just reaction, reach over and just smack somebody.
The problem with it is because they brought that in because the Ultimate Team. Because Barry Sanders, they're trying to make a player be like Barry Sanders, but unfortunately, there
was one of those humans.
Yeah, everybody gets the ability to do it, because it's in Madden, and it just stinks. But it's what we did.
Make you just want to just reaction, reach over and just smack somebody.
You know what else stinks is the Dallas Stars.
Oh no, the Stars are wonderful.
2 minutes, fellas. 2 minutes. Denver and the Browns are down by 1 to Bird and the Carolina Panthers. We're going to have to start using timeouts here. We're going to have to start seeing some plays made here. Give me a quick rundown. What do you think is going to happen these last 2 minutes, Big Hurt?
Well, I mean, we got 1st and 10. We got the 2-minute warning, 3 timeouts. I think, again, I called it a little bit ago. Denver's probably got a push or shove here point where he's got to sell out and either get the stop, get a turnover, or give up that big play for a touchdown. At least give himself a chance at this point.
Good play by Denver Maniac. How do you see these last 2 minutes playing out?
Yeah, I'm kind of with her. I mean, I kind of said it earlier too. I think he's going to have to blitz in some, especially like in those situations where you're kind of confident that Bird's going to be running the ball, trying to make a turnover and get a stop, get the ball back. Because I mean, all you need is at this point in time, a field goal. If you can get him out of field goal range, we've already seen both guys miss a field goal, so nothing is given here. So you got to play the averages here and try to get the ball back and give yourself a chance to win the bowl game.
Catching him in a blitz, it gets off to Leggett. That's going to set up a third down. They use their second timeout. Guys, chat, get ready. Maniac and Big Hurt, get ready. I have no clue who player of the game should even remotely be. We might have to go digging deep. There's been no real standout so far. Maybe it's Young.
Yeah. Was it two different cornerbacks that made the interceptions for the Panthers, or was it all Horn that made both those plays?
I know Horn made one of them. I don't know about the second. Big third down here. 3rd and 6 from the 31-yard line. Only one timeout left for Cleveland. This could seal the game right here. Cleveland really leaning on using the defensive line, and it has not worked out for him. Yeah, he gives up a big play. Wilson could have scored there, but he ends up letting him take him out of bounds. I'm trying to get the score there. I don't care. That's going to put me up 8. Wilson trying to put his stamp on being player of the game here. He's been making some big-time plays here for Carolina.
Yeah, I think Wilson's probably the top player so far. Seems to be the most notable. That's been called the most. Definitely hasn't made the wrong plays, that's for sure. And making good plays.
Carolina might just won him his first OMFL Bowl here. Nice stop there from Cleveland. Looks like he's going to use his last timeout. 2nd and goal from the 1. Carolina's up 20-19. Personally, I'm letting him score. I want him to score. I'm saving the timeout. I'm going to be down 8. I'm going to have a timeout in my pocket, and I'm going to have, a minute 20 to go score? Yeah, give me that. I'm not going to sit here and burn timeouts and fight him to eat clock. Give him the touchdown. I'm playing quarters, 3-man rush. Please score.
I'm putting everybody on strip ball here, and you might get lucky. Might fumble the ball, trying to fight for the end zone, and could be a score.
Carolina's going to score a touchdown, Carolina. Most anticlimactic touchdown you could possibly get here. And that's going to put Carolina up 8. Should be up 9, but we had the block field, or up 10, I guess, technically, because we had the block extra point and then the 2-point conversion for the Cleveland Browns. But they're going to be down 8 here. No timeouts. Plenty of time, though. Minute 41. They're going to have plenty of time against Carolina. Nowak needs to make better reads than what he's done this entire game. Yeah, Bronco man, I agree. I would have taken a knee if I'm Carolina and just milked that thing all the way down.
Definitely think if get better play out of the quarterback in the first quarter, the Browns are probably in the lead right now, forcing the Panthers to make the tough choices here. But the Browns are in this situation. And he's got a good quarterback. Let's see what happens.
Ooh, bad route combination. He did have Dale wide open. Maybe if he tried taking one of those gloves off, he might actually be able to complete a pass here. I don't know how guys play quarterback with gloves. That is tough to do.
It's usually the smaller-handed quarterbacks.
I got small hands. I gotta feel that football, man. No whack back in the shotgun. Number 6 back there with him. Puts a man in motion.
Names of these guys. No whack.
He's got a tight end off the left side. Ooh, he almost dropped it right in there. That's not a tight end. I'm sorry. That's Dale. He had Dale, and he almost dropped in another dime to Dale. 3rd and 10 here. 132 left to go. These plays don't hurt. You know, these are not killing you. You're not eating the clock. You just keep taking your shots.
Yeah, I'm definitely watching. I'm probably in this situation. I'm probably figuring that he's going to be calling some type of zone. He hasn't run any kind of screen plays. I mean, it's not going to hurt to try something like that possibly here. See if you can bust the big one.
I think he's going to want the tight end on this vertical route here up the seam. Yep, he's got him too. He's dropping that one in. He's got a touchdown. Cleveland's going to score here, boys. We got a ball game.
Wow.
He scored on that exact same play against me too. The last time I played him. Joku is he is such a beast. He's faster than a lot of receivers.
Well, now you need a 2-point conversion, and these are not super easy to get, especially here in the OMFL. You can bet your bottom dollar you're probably going to see some zone defense from Bird or an all-out blitz. One of the two. He's not going to be playing this safe with like a safety in the middle playing man. Oh, we're passing here for Cleveland in the shotgun formation from the 2. Little bunched formation to his right. No whack back to pass. He's got a man. He dropped it.
I'm cutting him
Right in his hands. The Cleveland Browns have been bitten by the drops today. We should have a tied ball game.
That's crazy.
Cleveland in the shotgun formation from the 2.
That's probably at least
Bunched formation to his right.
6-7 drops already in this game.
It's been a lot. Ooh, we might. Ooh, Cleveland almost pulled that one away. And I think we got a new champion here, boys. For the first time ever, Bird and the Carolina Panthers are going to be crowned OMFL champions, and I can now remove and boot him from this league for juking. I don't have to play nice to him anymore. He's got a championship. I'll let you have it, and I get out of my league.
I was going to say, he gets to the ball game one time and gets a championship. I hate you.
All right, chat. I need you guys. I need these two fellas here to help me identify a player of the game. I'm afraid we're going to need to see some stats, and I'm not sure Bird's going to look at stats. Congratulations, Denbrew, for getting here. The drops got you, man. The tough reads early in this game came back to haunt you, but you kept fighting. You kept swinging. It really was the drops and the big plays on defense that ended up hurting you. Congratulations, Bird and the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, I mean, that's you play like you did and get the win versus Dwayne, and you know that Dwayne was my ultimate pick all the way, and the Bird to get that victory, and then over the other teams that he played to get to this point. And then Denbrew played really well to get back to the bowl game. It's been a few seasons since he's been here, but he was able to kind of turn around and get to this point. But ultimately just come up short. EA didn't help him none either. So
I think for me, it's impressive that the Carolina Panthers, you know, it seemed like they fought some adversity and some ups and downs throughout the season, finished strong, got into the playoffs, and then really, you know, hit their stride right when they found the playoffs. And that's sometimes it's about getting hot and being hot at the right time. And I think that's just, you know, kind of the story of this season for the Panthers. Because when you look back at season 1-14, you think about obviously the Browns, the Broncos, the Cowboys, even the Seahawks. You know, some of these teams were so dominant, but not that Bird didn't have his moments, but it just kind of it was in a battle with the Falcons and whatnot for the division, and he snuck into the playoffs and then kind of hit the gas pedal and went full speed and through the playoffs. And kind of like the same thing as season 113. The Bears came in, got a couple upsets and won. When Bill was the Giants, he did the same thing, got a couple upsets, and then got into the playoffs. And made his run to the playoffs and made the bowl game. It just seems like that's kind of the MO for the NFC. Is these 4, 5, 6, 7 seeds just get into the playoffs. Just give yourself hope, And Bird played a solid game, made some plays. It was interesting how the game started, and then at half we talked about it 10-7, but finishes up 27-25. But it was very, very well played by both guys, and congrats to Bird.
Some player stats here. Young was 288 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 67% completion percentage. Neither team had a sack this game. This might be the first bowl game we've never had a sack. Rushing, Brooks was only 15 for 50, so nothing really there. But Drummond had 7 for 43, a 6.1 yards per carry. Receiving, Wilson had 9 for 144 and 1 touchdown. Dale on the other side had 5 for 76. And then defense, let's see, we're looking for Carolina. They won. Barnes had 7 tackles, none for a loss. Let's see, no sacks in this one. Your interceptions came from Cole and Horn, so nothing really there. To me, this one's going to come down to either Young as the quarterback for Carolina or the receiver in Wilson. What say you?
For me, I'm going to go with. Go ahead, Maniac.
No, I was just going. I'm going with Wilson. I think he obviously made the catches, and the quarterback did get him the ball, but he just seemed like he was open. Every pass route that he threw to you is wide open, and in the contested catches, he made them. He didn't drop them, and I don't know. He just seemed like he was the better player on the field for both teams.
I would say for me, it's got to be Garrett Wilson. I really wanted to go with Drummond, but I just don't think Drummond had the volume enough carries to be classified as MVP. Maybe if he had hit the end zone a time or so, that would be a different story. But 6.1 yards per carry, in an offensive rushing attack, being the backup guy, that's pretty impressive. But it's what's more impressive to me, and really the game changing, was Garrett Wilson's effectiveness to really change the game when the Panthers are more of a run team, and to go up against those 2 elite corners and to haul in 9 catches for 144 yards and a touchdown. That's hard for me to say that he is not the MVP.
In the chat, let us know. Should we go Young? Should we go Wilson? I'm going to give you 20 seconds. You need to type it in quick, and then I'm going to let these guys get out of here. Congratulations, Denbrew, on a great season, but congratulations, Bird. He's already in chat, so hopefully he was not watching this game or listening to this game. Great game, Bird. I don't know why. I got stuff all over me, showing all up on camera. I don't know what I was doing. This is what happens when you have a toddler who's over here. She gets stuff all over you, but really amazing job from Bird and the Carolina Panthers. Bird, go ahead and clean your locker room out. I will send you your trophy, but you can now go ahead and remove yourself from this league. I don't have to put up your juke moves anymore. I'll let you win a championship. Now get out of here, okay? No, congratulations, Bird. I always said he was going to do it. We knew he was going to do it. It was just a matter of time. Denbrew, it was good to see him back. This game, to me, came down to some weird play calling from both teams. I think both teams leaned heavily on the zone. I don't think I've seen enough man in this game from either side. Both teams leaned heavily on the tight ends early in this game, but it really was Wilson late in this game. Nobody is typing in chat, so I'm going to go with you two guys. I'm going to go with Wilson. I think he is our MVP, and I think this one ultimately came down to the big plays, and the drops ended up hurting the Cleveland Browns, but you have to give it to him. The drops were caused by Bird's players being right in position, getting the big hits, knocking that ball off. Maniac, give me one final thought.
I was really impressed by the defensive play of the Panthers versus the Browns' offensive attack, and just sounds like somebody's choking to death here in the background. So, yeah, I think the Denver though, like played a really good matchup throughout the playoffs and got back to this position in the bowl game. The Bird being this first time, and he had to definitely had to face, the juggernaut of the league, being Dwayne and shut down that running attack. So kudos to Bird and congratulations.
Mr. Big Hurt, give me one final thought to wrap this game up, bud.
Yeah, I was really impressed with the Panthers defense. It just felt like they gave up yards, they gave up plays, but they made the plays that were necessary early on, getting a couple of interceptions, kind of putting the clamps down and putting Denver behind the 8-ball early on. He had to make some adjustments, but even when he hit home on a couple deep balls, it didn't seem like it phased Bird. Bird just kind of took the punch and, in an old school boxing match, just, wore that haymaker and moved on to the next one and threw back another haymaker himself. And, this was a game that I anticipated just without the turnovers. I anticipated Bird to probably run the ball a little bit more effective than what he did, but at the same time, kudos to Bird, knowing the Denver, the quality of opponent he is and the owner that he is. He probably did his homework, and he probably knew that Bird was going to try and run the ball, so he forced them in. And that's kind of what these games come to, is if you can, play the other style when a team puts the clamps on you and you have to go the other route, can you make those plays? And Bird did, and that's why he came out on top.
Absolutely. What a great game. It really was. We were trying to have fun here and be slightly entertaining. I appreciate both these guys jumping on video. Big Hurt literally drove up from work right into his living room. Pretty sure the car's still running in the driveway. Both of these guys jumped on video. I appreciate that. But it just kind of takes our sort of podcast or other things to the next level. So maybe we can get them on video for Press Pass Live. I'm the one that's been holding that up, but we tested it tonight. It worked great. No problems, no issues. We did disconnect for a few minutes there, but let's go get ourselves off into re-sign phase and follow a fast yet slow off season. It's fast to get to one point, and then it's going to slow down because I got to go out of town, and it's Mother's Day weekend, and it's like, sorry, it just sucks, but that's what it's going to fall on. You were muted, Maniac. I see you laughing, so I want to laugh too. So I don't know what you said, but you were muted.
I said, it'll be okay, Bill.
Yeah, Bill and Fleury. Fleury did that passive-aggressive thing where he was like, I thought he was upset, but then he's like, no, take more time. And then I was like, I don't know what you are. Fleury's a very difficult fella to read. I'm telling you, he's a difficult fella to understand. I don't get it. I can't tell if he's being funny or passive-aggressive or angry or sad. I don't know what's going on over there. Big Hurt, Maniac, I appreciate you fellas. Congratulations once again to Birdman for winning his first championship here in the OMFL, for Denver for getting to his 4th or 5th. I don't know. He's been to a bunch. If you could have lost one, you should have lost one against me, man. Come on. I mean, let me have a trophy for once in a long time. Guys, until the next one, I love you. We'll see you then. Take care of yourselves. Take care of those around you. We'll see you on the next one, all right? Peace.
Deuces.
Peace.
Smash that like and subscribe.